Okay, I'm going to have to talk fast because I try to keep these videos in around 4 minutes. This is the third take on this subject and they've been around 6 minutes. So let's talk fast, kids. I'm going to bet everybody $1 stinking dollar because I'm cheap that by the time this video posts, it's going to be outdated because the situation remains fluid. The situation where? In Georgia. No, not the fourth state of the United States, which was named after King George. The nation of Georgia in Eastern Europe, which is supposedly named after St. George. The Russian bear is rolled south into Georgia because it wants to gain control of a pipeline in that region. You see, currently right now there are pipelines going through Russia from the Middle East, supplying Eastern Europe of its petroleum. Well, this other pipeline going through Georgia from the Middle East to Eastern Europe was going to negate the Russian monopoly on those pipelines, and the Russians wanted to have the ability to be able to threaten to turn the oil off to get the Eastern Europeans to see their way of thinking. So they rolled south. Typical geopolitics, typical of the conflicts that are going to continue in the future, which is for natural resources. And you need to wake up to that fact. These wars are going to be fought for natural resources, and wars are going to be fought. It happened since Adam and Eve, and it happens now. That's the nature of man. You can't get around it. Sorry, kids. What's bothersome about this whole thing is the Russians say they have a first-rate military, and I'm not going to deny that. I'm no military analyst here, but I am a thinker, or a stinker. Yeah, it's a stinker. If you have a first-rate military, and you bomb dozens of apartment complexes and kill thousands of civilians, that was by design then. That was no accident. You hit 1 or 2 apartment complexes, that's an accident. But here, look at these pictures. That was no accident. That was on purpose. Those were barbarians who did that. That's what you Russians are by designing your bombs on civilians. Those are barbarians who do that. Really? You're barbarians when you did that. You're stuck in the 7th century with 21st century weapons. Really? The United States is limited in what it can do, but I think the moves the United States has taken is strategically wise. You should keep the Russians out of the World Trade Organization, throw them out of G8, and we thank the President of France, Sarkozy, for his beautiful wife. Oh, excuse me. We thank the President of France, President Sarkozy, for going over there and negotiating a truce between the two. But too bad the Russians aren't honoring it. They're all ex-KGB agents. You can't trust them. But at least you tried, Mr. President Sarkozy. Thank you for that. The United States is flying in massive military, well, I shouldn't say military because I don't know, massive aid on our military aircraft into the region, which is going to make it difficult for the Russians to bomb the region without bombing American aircraft and causing American casualties. That's a pretty strategic move there, as well as sending in Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, a high official in the government of the United States. Look, recently in Georgia there were some demonstrations, and look at the signs they held up.
Now it's like I just implemented, knowing what the rules are.
Did you see that? They were warning the rest of Europe about the Russian bear. Yeah, you better wake up, folks. All right. We'll see you. We'll see who wins the dollar, kids. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be. See you.
300,000